How can I expand Adobe XD's interaction types? Imagine turning a simple design into an engaging experience that feels almost real. That's what expanding interaction types in Adobe XD can do for your prototypes. Adobe XD is great for UI and UX design and lets you create interactive prototypes easily. But sometimes, the default interaction options might feel a little limited. Luckily, there are ways to make your prototypes more dynamic and fun to explore. Adobe XD supports basic triggers like tapping, hovering, pressing keys, and voice commands. These are perfect for standard buttons, menus, and navigation. But what if you want to do more? One way to expand your interaction options is by using component states. Think of components as reusable building blocks like buttons or toggles. You can add multiple states to a component, such as a button changing color when hovered over or showing a loading spinner when clicked. This lets you simulate complex micro-interactions without creating new artboards every time. To do this, create your component, then add new states in the Property Inspector. Customize each state with different colors, text, or sizes. When linking in prototype mode, you can set triggers like tap or hover to switch between these states. For example, a toggle switch can smoothly move between on and off states with auto-animate transitions, all within one component. Another way to make your prototypes more lively is by using overlays. Overlays are like floating windows that appear on top of your main content. They are perfect for creating modals, drop-down menus, or tooltips. To add an overlay, design the overlay content on a separate artboard. Then, in prototype mode, link a trigger like a button tap to that artboard, choosing overlay as the action. You can customize how the overlay appears, whether sliding in from the side or fading in. This makes your prototypes feel more interactive and realistic. Auto-animate is another powerful feature. It allows smooth motion between artboards or component states. For example, you can animate a card expanding to show more details or a menu sliding in from the side. To use auto-animate, make sure the elements you want to animate have the same names on both artboards or states. Then, set the transition to auto-animate in the interaction settings. This creates seamless, professional-looking transitions that make your prototypes feel more natural. You can also incorporate voice triggers to make your prototypes more accessible. Voice commands can simulate voice-controlled interfaces, which are increasingly popular. For example, you can set a voice trigger to open a menu or start a process, giving your prototype a modern touch. Keep in mind that some interactions like drag and drop or long press are not natively supported in Adobe XD. To mimic these, you might combine taps and auto-animate or create a sequence of states. For highly custom interactions, you might add notes or external documentation to explain how they should work in the final product. As you add more interaction types, stay organized. Name your artboards, components, and states clearly. Group related interactions and test often using the preview window. This helps you catch issues early and keeps your project manageable. Adobe XD remembers your interaction settings, so once you set up a pattern, you can reuse it easily across your design. In short, expanding Adobe XD's interaction types involves making good use of component states, overlays, and auto-animate. These tools let you create prototypes that mimic real app or website behaviors. Whether it's a simple button hover or a complex multi-step workflow, mastering these features will make your prototypes more convincing and easier to communicate to others. With a little practice, you'll be able to craft engaging, interactive designs that truly stand out.